And ahoy hoy, and welcome to our timely, as always, both in weeks and in hours after our start time session of Burning Wheel. Um, let's see. We are all back this week, and we are ready to go. I think we're at a point in the story where things are going to start picking up, especially with some of these new beliefs that have been written. So let's breeze through those and then get started. Let's see if you all remember the order.
Me first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing Marin Beaumont, and my beliefs are I have made a promise to stay out of crazy affairs. I must get Alden to release me from this oath so I can rescue our daughter. Belief number 2, I have tolerated Lucas's irregular and dangerous behavior for too long. The children must be found and Lucas will be disciplined for his actions. Belief 3, the Duchess is the sole reason my family has been separated. She now owes me for the pain she has caused, which she will pay with her life or with a trip out of this wretched town.
Big
Okay.
Instincts.
disparity between those options.
Mhm.
Yep.
There is quite.
Both of those
I
okay.
it's it's rare that just like a ride or murder are the two options, and they're equally good.
Exile.
Maybe both. My instincts are always aid those who have been neglected, never trust decisions made by so-called divinity, and always choose blood over water.
Okay, who's next?
I am next. My name is Sean, and I am playing Ada, of course. She doesn't have a last name, unlike Miss Beaumont over there. She's just Ada. And just Ada believes these three things. The Duchess must be relieved of the sword, hopefully without becoming wanted throughout the kingdom. 2. I will bring sword and scabbard to Clotho. Perhaps with his help, we can unravel the magic of this unnatural winter. 3. I must commit to studying these artifacts if they can cause so much harm. My research begins. Perhaps there's a learned master I can study under. Her instincts: number 1, I will make sure evil is punished for its misdeeds. 2, traveling is a dangerous business. I always have an eye out for incoming trouble. And 3, I will pursue the study of ancient artifacts regardless of my own safety. We're
Me.
Perfect.
focused.
Yes.
First belief coming out with a banger. The Duchess must be located, and we will have her sword by word or by blood.
Hmm.
The Sword of Wintertide is the key to saving the children. Finding it will fulfill our promise to Clotho. And Willow is ardent in her faith, but she needs to be convinced to slow down for the sake of Hochen. My instincts, as always, I have faith in the mind Our Lady gave me. I always stand my ground when defending the weak and fighting injustice. And when someone asks for advice, long parables of the saints always have nuggets of gold.
Who's next?
I guess it must be me. I am playing Ragaire, also no last name. And his beliefs currently are I failed. Lucas has caused trouble. I need to find those kids.
Just a small amount of trouble. Real manageable
Minor,
amount.
minor trouble.
Super, super manageable. And then the next one is we have to stop winter soon. We should find out how it started so we can end it and save those kiddos and one very small man. And finally, this elf is even more suspicious. I must reveal their identity and learn their motives directly. Instincts, I never wait for backup. I only draw my sword once all other possibilities have been exhausted. After all, once my sword is drawn, my enemy must perish. And then finally, I never take orders from anyone except for my liege.
Okay, perfect. So, jumping back in, we'll set the scene. You are all in one of your favorite places, the forge. Theta is banging away on a sword that she has been making for some time now. The other two just got back from Clotho, the small bee man, and Marin, you and Ivan had gone out to get wood. He was quite annoying, so you sort of lost him on the way back on purpose, and you're arriving just now.
Yeah.
So it is the four of you alone in the smithy.
Okay. So we had been in the middle of talking about how we're gonna get this sword from the Duchess. Which we think there might be some interdimensional shenanigans happening with her ability to hide it on her person.
The interdimensional chub pocket.
It's like a hamster. Her cheeks, she just shoves it in there. Cheek pockets.
No, I think you hear like a kicking at the door.
It's
I
open.
run and open it.
I
run and
can't open it.
Then that means you're carrying too much wood.
Use your
I
other
have one arm.
Oh, I forgot.
No, I think she's got like a sling that she's like supporting with her arm too, and there's wood in there. And she's got like, I don't know, charcoal smudged everywhere because all she's been doing is pumping this forge for like 4 days.
You've not been allowed to do anything interesting.
Thanks, Ragaire.
No problem.
Perfect. Morrine,
Usually, yeah.
just stack that over there. I need you on the bellows again. Forge is getting a little cold.
You got it, boss.
And where's Ivan?
Oh, I sent him off to do some other errands. He'll be back, I assume.
That's probably for the best. He always finds his way back somehow, despite our best intentions. Well, Ragaire and Wirt are back, as you can see. They, Wirt, do you want to explain the situation?
So we have the aid of this summoner woodsman Clotho. But there is a hiccup. We have to first stop Winter in the town to get him to help us. But we think we have a good lead. That's the sword of Wintertide. When rejoined with its sheath, there is some perhaps magics that can be done that can undo this curse.
Okay, I was gonna be worried that we didn't have the power to control the seasons, but if we do, then that's great.
All we have to do is I attack her, she pulls out sword, then we grab sword and run for it. Easy.
Sounds great, but where is she? I think she left.
As far as I'm aware, she has left.
Yeah.
I think that is problematic.
It would be at least one problem in a long list of problems. And perhaps the top problem at this very instant.
Did Clotho say anything about the kids? Are they okay? Does he know where they are?
He is working to find proof of their well-being and perhaps get a message to them or from them and let them know that they're being searched for. But that is easier said than done.
Okay.
So he is working on that while we work on the sword.
Perfect.
And then we'll go from there. Unfortunately, this is just kind of a one step at a time.
I love to hyperfixate on one step at a time, so let's go for
Step
it.
1, end with her.
Determined.
Step 2, get those kids.
Very simple.
No sub-steps. Just go straight to step 1.
Okay. Well, I think this current diversion that you and I are participating in, Morrine, is probably a waste of time at this very moment. So, seeing as time is of the essence, I think we're going to have to put this sword on hold and ask around the town if anyone has seen the Duchess. I mean, we could look for
Well,
tracks.
Jog your memory. You guys at the end of last session were debating because you learned where her house was and that she has never been there. And you were debating
I
if you
forgot
wanted
about
to
that.
go break in or find her elsewhere or set a trap of some sort.
I mean, Sean loves the idea of breaking into a Duchess's magical house.
Ada, do you have a backup sword by chance?
A backup sword? No, I don't usually run
Mm.
around carrying swords.
Because I
have
think
my
you
trusty
melted
hammer.
down my sword to make said piece of iron that you're banging on.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That does ring a bell.
Your sword got broke.
It did get broke and then it got
Hacking at
melted.
and stuff.
I thought I fixed it.
No.
You're in the process of doing.
Making what's his name's sword.
No, you tried to fix my sword and then I think it
Ravage
didn't
wind.
work, so then we melted it down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem. You're rich enough to have a
Okay.
second sword.
I don't have a second sword.
He's
I
actually
traveled
looking for
light.
employment.
Okay, alternately. Well, are there horses here?
You have not seen a horse. You have seen
I'm
a
sure they
moose.
all got slaughtered for meat a while ago.
Yeah.
Your alternative to sword was horse?
I have a lance, I just don't have a sword.
What? Okay, let's just whittle the lance down into something, into just a
have a
usable beat
lance?
stick.
Yeah, I have a lance.
He travels lightly, Sean.
Where are you keeping a lance?
In my house. To Hochen, I brought a sword, a lance, and a dirk. And I guess the dirk's gonna have to
Mounted
do
above
it.
the fireplace. I can get you some bees. I got a good bee hookup, but
Ooh, like a bee bomb.
just chuck a hive.
Okay. Well, sure. No, I think you're shit out of luck.
Oh, that's fine. How are we getting anywhere?
How are we getting anywhere? Our own 2 feet.
I think first we need to figure out where we're getting.
That would be one option. Or we can go to the house. Oh, how did we want to set a trap? We wanted to with the scabbard.
Yeah, I think it was tell her we have the sheath. She'll come.
Lure her, yeah.
I'll attack. She'll whip out sword. We wrest sword from grasp and sprint away. Easy
I
peasy.
thought she knew Ada
Bing,
had
bang,
the
bong.
sheath, though.
I think it's the making it presentable and like, hey, Duchess, come get it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not gonna work.
Well, the alternative's walking.
I mean, Martine is not gonna know where she is because Martine was with Ragaire and Wirt. So we would have to find someone else who would know.
You know who would know? Ivan over the road.
Maybe. I think we also thought about using him as our luring in tool. Yeah. I was trying to think of anyone else in this town would have a sword maybe that you could use. I mean, there's probably
That's okay.
okay. It's probably not okay, but we're gonna pretend it's okay.
Does the abbey have like a decorative sword from something and like a suit of armor that like
Abbey
would be...
Wise. Do you have Abbey Wise?
Yeah, I do.
I would
Okay,
say no,
well-
but you can roll Abbey-wise to change that fact.
All abbeys of my religion must have a decorative suit of armor and sword.
Quite possible. It's armor of Saint Andrew.
Okay. We'll do Ob. 1 sword. Ob 2 sword and armor.
I don't need armor.
Sword. Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
There
Sword
is
of Saint
armor,
Andrew.
but it's a cloth tabard.
Mm-hmm.
Not usable. Not an upgrade.
Yes,
Yeah,
you have
okay.
the sword of Saint Andrew. It is a luckily it's a one-handed weapon.
It's not the great sword of Saint Andrel.
That's in the next abbey over.
Yeah.
This abbey is not important enough for the great sword.
Great abbeys get great swords. Whatever. This is a broad abbey. It's got a broadsword.
Mm,
It is
Okay.
engraved, with the prayer of Saint Andrew, thanking the lady and promising that this sword shall never be used for violence.
Perfect. I love that.
Scratch that part out.
I think this sword shall be used for violence.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, the real test of if the sword should ever actually be used for violence is it sharp? Like, even vaguely sharp? Or is it just a decorative sword?
Say it is sharp-ish.
Then I think it's a metaphorical this will never be used for violence. We pray that this will never be used for violence. Unfortunately, our prayers have fallen
It's
on
all
deaf
in
ears
how
as
you
of
read
late,
into it.
and we are going to go and get that sword and give it to Morrine.
Violence against your own people. It's not violence protecting the abbey.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defense.
Rationalize it.
Yeah.
Rationalize it.
We're using the sword for defense.
It's really a shield, but a sword.
A really thin shield.
Is this a long sword?
Close enough, yes.
As
I
far as
would
I'm
say.
concerned, it's whatever you had before.
Okay, that's what I had before. Perfect. Thank you.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone she would visit before she left, but I feel like that's unlikely unless she visited the healer again,
Althea?
Calthea, because she thought Calthea had what's his name still? The dead body that I made? Gutron?
Dead body
that I
I
made.
Ragaire is still touchy. We haven't talked about this, so Ragaire is still like,
Nope,
Don't
we
worry,
haven't.
Sean deleted that belief about ever talking to you.
I know.
Yep. Said took way too many sessions already. We're done with that. Time heals all wounds.
Nope. Elves carry grudges.
So
They
do
got
I. So do I.
They got time. Ragaire will just be like,
That or your mysterious elf who seems to know a lot of things that
That's
we don't know is an elf.
that's right.
Forget their name as well.
Lenka.
Lenka.
Lanka.
Lanka.
Okay,
I mean,
well, what are you
I
guys
can
doing?
go find Lanka, or we can go to the abbey and see if the people there can tell us more about how winter started and like when it happened. And
Yeah. So on the way to get the sword, we'll talk to the abbey, see what we can tell about winter. I don't think there's any new information we're going to get, but we can ask.
you-
And then
Finding Lenka and then going to the Abbey? Are you going to the Abbey then finding Lenka? Are you not finding Lenka?
splitting.
I'm
One
gonna
group
go
find
talk to
Lenka, one
Alden
group find
too.
Lenka.
We're splitting the party all the ways.
Okay, yeah. Let's start
I
with...
was gonna maybe look for tracks around the village.
Oh, one
That
out of
sounds great.
three.
Everybody has a task.
Yeah, this is great.
We're
Okay.
being
we will
time efficient while the
accomplish
children
so
are lost.
much, or we
With
will
that-
not.
Famously accomplish so much when you are both
Yeah,
separate
when we
and
split.
together.
Mhm.
Okay, well, we'll start with Ragaire. As
Yep.
you all... And break, and then you go your separate ways.
Team break.
Team break. I know where Lanka lives? Question mark. I think I've spied on Lanka before.
You
Are
know
they a
where
relationship?
she is. She's not a relationship, so you can roll circles to try and find her.
Sure.
Or... Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Is there an ob for circles?
there sure is.
No,
Not
there
gonna
would.
be not gonna be hard to find Lenka. Unless you have a circles of 0.
I have a circles of 4.
Okay. You'll be fine. I say.
We
Not
hope.
knowing you'll be fine.
The only 0 she has is resources.
I have no resources. Absolutely none.
Okay. Lenka. Okay, base op 1. She doesn't have a specific occupation. She's about the same station as you. You don't need her to know anything. and I wouldn't say it's unusual. So we'll say ob 1.
Wow.
Well, we do need her to know something.
Oh. Yeah.
We're, we're, we're we're not looking for a Lenka who knows something. We're just looking for the one Lenka we know.
To see if she
Girl.
knows something. So I mean that's a pretty important
Since-
distinction. If you
since
pay for that
Lenka
extra
was-
consequence.
Since Lenka was talking to the Death Arts doctor, and also is an elf in disguise for questionable reasons, I
knows
feel like we would want Lenka to know what was going on with Stravit and the Death Arts situation, and or about like the Duchess and Winter.
Okay. So if you want to, here's what we'll do. If you want to just find Lenka, ob
Mhm.
1. She doesn't know things off the bat. You can then make additional rolls to try and see if you can pry information out of her.
Mhm.
Ob, we'll say specific, but probably not all the way up to ob 3 or ob 4. So we'll do ob 3 is you find Lenka. She knows something about the Duchess's location. Specific knowledge.
Perfect. She's got those elf eyes, even though she's pretending to be a human.
Now, just a second.
Also, you have a bonus because she's named.
She didn't name her.
Oh.
Oh, that
I
is
think-
a tricky
Mhm,
rule.
mhm. Yeah, okay. We'll leave it at
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I was confusing two people. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
So, you can pick ob 1 or ob 3.
Go big or go home. That's my feeling right now.
Mhm.
You can't fork anything into circles, right?
Correct. But you can use reputations and affiliations if they're applicable.
And my reputations. Hey, this is an elf, and I do have.
Negative reputation with elves?
I do.
Aren't you in exile?
I do, but I have a. I'm a good. I have a +1 affiliation with Swords of the White Towers. Sword singers sworn to protect their lands. Would Lenka be one of those?
Do you also have a minus from being in exile or
Hold
Do you
whatever
have a
on,
you
let
are?
me-
trait that gives you a
I
minus?
have infamy.
Mhm.
Infamy helps you find people.
I have a 1d to infamous amongst all elves.
I mean, that is a bonus dice.
That's a bonus dice?
Yeah, infamy helps you find people. It just doesn't necessarily. I mean,
Doesn't
you
make
can
them like me.
roleplay they
Yeah,
don't like you as much, but we already know Lenka doesn't really like her.
Yes to both.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yay!
That means they're a sword person.
Swords. Finally, Ragaire is really excited. It's like, I'm gonna have such a great bonding sesh with Lenka.
My
talk
social
about
skills
swords.
are coming through.
My social skills finally paying off. All right, so 2 advantages. Base ob 3. Come on, baby.
Woo!
Okay, so you find Lenka returning from the market with an empty basket to her home.
Yes.
Says, "Oh, dearie, please move out of the way. I need to get inside."
I like link arms with Lenka and I pat her hand as though I'm like helping an old woman carry her empty basket inside.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, Lenka, I think it's a time we had a talk. You can drop the act.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? You don't know who I am?
I think you're Ragaire. No, you're the strange newcomer and coming into town. No,
Mhm.
you've been here for some time, so you're not really a
Mhm.
newcomer, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, Lenka's. I feel like I'll start to twist her wrist
Okay.
slowly and just kind of like until it's in like an uncomfortable like hold. And I'll be like I said, I think it's time we had a talk, elf to elf. Drop the act.
Okay. And what skill would you like to roll for this test?
I would like to interrogate? Question mark.
Okay, I could see it. I could see it.
Okay. And I'll just be like, tell me who you are, where you come from, and what do you know about the Duchess?
Okay. Interrogate. That is versus, I probably assume someone's will.
Oh dear lord. Yes.
Yeah.
Notoriously willful, those elves.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do ob. What does your infamy give you?
Just
Does it
says
have a
Bonus dice.
it just
just
says
bonus
plus
dice?
1d to infamy. Does that infamy apply to all social interactions?
I don't know. I assume it does. It's not. It doesn't sound like a positive thing. If I'm being honest.
Well, I guess my idea of infamy in this case would be that because I'm infamous for being a bad elf, I would be scarier and thus likely more successful in like interrogating someone through force and threats.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do. Is that under a reputation? Is an affiliation?
I
I
have
don't even remember.
no
Wait, are
idea.
you talking about infamy or are you talking about what?
Yeah, infamy. I don't.
Infamy's a reputation.
Mm,
Her affiliation is the swords people.
Yes.
okay. Perfect. Well, we'll just call that a nice 5.
Oh, here's what it does. You get an obstacle penalty and you still get the dice.
Mm.
That's what we were messing up.
So I should have a +1 op +1 die.
Yeah,
Yes,
but that would
But
have
you
been
still
fine.
would have
would've
passed the
passed
test.
the circle. So now you get
Okay.
the ob and the die. So it's still ob 5, but you have an extra die.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm gonna interrogate. I'm gonna fork in knives because I've pulled out a knife with the other hand and I'm holding her at small knife point.
Mhm.
Um, I get the advantage. I don't think there's anything else I can fork in.
No road wise to the rescue?
No,
Do you have
I would
elf
try.
wise?
Elf-wise. I don't have elf-wise.
Don't have intimidation?
Nope. I mean, this is intimidation. That's what we're rolling.
Interrogation or intimidation?
Oh my gosh. What did I? Yeah, I'm learning intimidation. I don't have
Yeah,
it.
you're
I have
using interrogation,
interrogation,
yeah.
but not
Yep,
intimidation.
that's what you said.
Distinctly different.
Distinctly different, yet easily to confuse when you're scrolling through your list of skills.
Can you get like an inconspicuous roll for like you pulled her into a dark alley and now you're doing this?
Yeah, you could do a link test. You can also always do it carefully.
Yeah, I
You can
think
be
I'm.
not scared of failure.
Or I could be not scared of failure.
You should be terrified of failure at all times.
Mhm.
That's how this game works.
Failure is bad, but also fun.
How much? So that makes her obs. That makes the ob 6, right? I'm just remembering if it's +1 to her will. Because you said Ob 5, and then
Oh.
my infamy makes it Ob 6.
Yes.
That's a big roll.
That is a big roll.
I have faith in you. Not capital F faith, just little
All
faith.
right, let's do it. Let's see. I'm not afraid of failure. I know that God, aka Logan, is
Yeah.
on my side.
No, I had a
and he's
flashback
looking
to
out
chatting
for
with
me.
Logan about your stuff.
That's a challenging test. Wow.
But I get a challenging
So
test,
good.
so I get to up my interrogation. I have become much more skilled.
Perfect. So as Lenka's one hand is on her doorknob, and then her other hand is on your hand, and then your other hand is on your knife pressed to her. She looks at you, and there's like a moment of like you can see a flash of not recognition, but like she's coming to terms with the situation. But then you see her eyes sort of like dart over your shoulder, and that emotion quickly goes to fear, and she whips her door open, pushes you inside with the strength that Lenka would not have, and then slams the door shut behind her. And she says, in a voice that is not Lenka's, she goes, "Why did you lead them here?
I didn't lead anybody here.
They just showed up after you came?
Yeah, because you're suspicious as hell.
I've been living in this town for years and they haven't showed up."
Who are they?
"What do you mean, who are they? You led them here."
Who? Can
We'll
I
say
see
it.
them through the window? Is there like a windowsill I can peer out of?
Yeah, you go and peer out the window, and you see a troop of 6 in full regalia, full decked out armor, elves from your liege, walking just like they do not care about anything. They are just walking down.
In broad
They have
daylight.
in broad
They're-
daylight. They have
They're not
weapons
even
out.
pretending not to be an elf.
Correct. They are not. They do not care if these people see them.
I look at Lincoln. I'm like, what did you do?
He's like, to kill
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. They sent me already. What?
I sent you. You're working with them.
Well, yeah. What do you think this is? And he rips off his glove and he's like, and he has like a red. It looks like his hands are red. Like you guys have never seen his hands, but they're basically look like they've just been like dipped in red. He's like, I'm in exile. That's what I do. I kill people. They sent me. They sent me here on a mission, and I just happened to run into you. Fess up. What's going on?
Remind me, you being in exile, you are are
Yes.
you wanted by elves?
No. So as an exile, I'm like the executioner. So like I'm shunned by society, but I'm still used as as a tool. But I don't get to like have a family, I just kind of get sent off on various missions by my liege. And like I don't get to have like a troop of fellow warriors to do things.
Those
They're
ones
just like
outside.
suicide mission, go. Killing someone that will make you unpopular, you do it. So that's kind of how I wrote it when I wrote his character.
Okay.
He's like the Death Eater or like the sin holder of the society where like he takes the blame for all the bad stuff.
Very Zeth Sun Volano.
Yeah. Are you wearing white and red? Okay.
I don't know that character, but yeah, sure.
Okay. So what did you say to Altheon? You said these are my hands, they're red.
Yeah, I mean, I became an exile because I killed an elf. So like our highest crime. So yeah, I was like, you know who I am, I'm like what I am to society, essentially. I don't go places on my own, so obviously I've been sent here to do a task. They would never send more people with me, kind of a
Well,
thing. So,
seems like they have sent more people.
well, I don't know anything about that, but I'll just. He's like, I'll go out and talk to him unless you fess up. I'm gonna go out there and ask them what they're doing here.
I think that you should go do that.
Damn it! All right, Ragaire. How close are they?
A quick stroll by human standards, leisurely stroll by elf standards, so they're probably like, I don't
Are they
know.
in front of us or behind us? I guess is the question I really want to know.
They're still probably walking toward the house.
Okay, so if I like walked out of the house and closed the door, I would be right in front of them.
Yeah, probably like 20, 30 feet in front
Okay.
of them.
Yeah, I feel like I just want to open the door, close the door, like take both gloves off, like have my usual gloves off that I usually keep on, and just be like in full my identity is not a secret mode.
Mhm.
Open the door, leave Lanka, and stroll up to whoever is in charge of this little mini troop of elves,
Mhm.
and just be like, what are you doing here?
We're here looking for Altheon, insert last name.
Uh,
Identify yourself, exile.
there's only one exile. You know who I am. I'm Ragaire.
Ragaire,
So and
you're
so.
considered to have failed in your task. You have taken too long to find the Lord's Son. He has sent us to do the task you are unable to. Hand over your weapon. You are
That
dismissed.
that is absolutely not happening. I'm like, okay. No, I don't. First of all, you don't get to tell me. I only take direct orders. So do I know who this person is? Have I ever, like, is he a familiar face I would have seen from afar, or is it like a totally strange person?
You don't. I. If you want to roll, you can, but you don't recognize him. But they are wearing like the garb of
Yeah.
your liege.
Interesting. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say nope, and then run away. I'm just gonna go, sorry, you're not the boss of me. Bye. And run and find my friends.
You can just make a speed or a stealth, probably, whichever makes sense to you. If you're just out trying to outrun them, if you're trying to sort of run and hide.
I think I'm just gonna outrun them.
Okay. Just make a nice, mm, let's say, 3 speed.
Okay. Da da da. Da da da. Perfect.
Like, you turn and hightail it out of there. They just do not pursue you.
Okay, great. Lanka, if you are Altheon, so long. Good luck. You're the worst.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Let's say Morrine.
Oi, boy! So excited. Okay, I'm going to my house.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna find my husband.
Yep.
Go, hey, husband.
Okay, yeah, you find him sort of in the kitchen. you see him. He has red eyes, and he is he's like, you open the door and you hear him like quickly like splash water on his face, and then he is like drying it when you get into the kitchen.
Alden?
Yeah. Oh, you're back. I thought you were working at the forge.
Yeah, I have been working at the forge.
I know. Yeah, you have been working at
We
the
gave
forge.
up on that project. We don't need to do it anymore. We need to talk.
You've just been there, and now it didn't
We
make
don't
sense.
need a sword anymore. I'll explain it if you just come sit down for a little bit.
He follows you and sits down in the once lively with children's laughter living room, now silent.
Cold and dead.
The real
Old
question,
and
though, again,
dead.
is it on the first floor or the second floor?
The first, it's always been a one-story house.
In Morrine's fantasy, it's
Definitely
two
on the
stories,
second
and you
floor.
can't convince her otherwise.
Mine's going upstairs when she walks down the hall to make herself feel better.
Okay, Alden, the sword, we didn't. Wirt and Ragaire, I guess, went up a mountain and talked to some guy, and he's like a magic guy, and he's gonna help us find the kids. But first, to find the kids, we have to end winter. But we were making a sword so we can talk to that guy, but then we ended up talking to that guy anyway, so we don't need a sword anymore.
That's great. We just have to. We don't need that sword, and we just end winter. Okay. Magic guy on the mountain said it.
Yep. It's a lot to take in.
No, I think it makes perfect sense.
Okay, how would you end winter?
I would just wait for spring or die in the frozen winter that never ends.
Okay,
Like
we're
every other
currently
species.
happening in the latter. So how are we going to shift to the former?
We could try praying. We could
No, we're not going to pray.
okay. Well, could ask nicely
We could
for
ask
the
nicely.
to winter.
Yep.
And go away.
Okay, we can try that right now.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go outside. Tell winter to go away, Alden.
Winter, if you're listening, the magic mountain man will help us get our children back if you leave. So if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, that's great. We've tried that now, and maybe that'll work.
Okay.
The current plan is to go get a sword out of an extra dimensional portal inside the Duchess? ?
Okay, I thought that was coming.
And I know you and I agreed that we shouldn't be getting into any wolf business or Duchess business or anything, but now our child is on the line. Alden.
Go ahead and roll before we continue the conversation. That sounds like a
Persuasion?
persuasion or a legal. Do you have contract wise? Legal
No.
binding wise?
I can do persuasion with like rule of law or bureaucracy.
Probably not bureaucracy. I'd say maybe rule of law.
Okay.
You know that the laws always change
There's
after.
always holes.
Yeah. You stealthily find a hole in that contract that you had with your husband. Not your marriage contract, just a different one.
Okay, and then I will also fork in husband wise.
4. His
Okay.
will is 4. You know, actually, his will is 3.
Because he's tired.
Yep. He's tired. He's a little sleepy.
Yeah. Okay. Was husband wise fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not for long. But currently, yes. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, okay, wait, what did you ask? You were like, I need to go get the sword from the pocket dimension.
Yeah.
And then you had promised no wolf or Duchess business.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now our child
He
is on
says,
the
yeah.
line.
It's like, Yeah, yeah. I, yeah, you can do whatever you want, Morrine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I,
Would you like to come? That's my other.
oh, no.
Are you sure?
I don't want to be a burden, no.
You wouldn't be a burden.
I can't fight. I don't know anything about pocket dimensions.
I don't either. But I
Yeah,
mean, I hate
but
to leave you here by yourself in this cold, dead house with nobody
I'm
else, where you're not sleeping
I'm
and not eating.
thriving.
You're what?
Thriving.
No.
It's the
Why don't?
COVID lockdown.
Okay, if you don't want to come, why don't you stay with Martine?
Okay, yeah.
Is
Think
that?
he would want me over there?
Yeah, why not?
He doesn't like us. You guys keep.
He went with Ragaire and Wirt to go see the tiny man on the mountain. I think it's fine.
Okay, if you think it's fine, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let's go talk to him.
Okay. He just follows you out the door to Martine's house.
Okay. Knock knock.
He opens it. Oh,
Hi, Martine.
Morrine. I wasn't expecting you.
You never expect us.
It's always a shock every time.
Can we come in?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Do you have some hot water?
I could heat some, yeah.
Okay. Why don't you heat some hot water?
Okay, yeah. He goes to heat. Did I tell you about the time Ragaire and Wirt and I had a grand adventure? It was
You
just
haven't.
oh
Please.
my goodness. He tells you this long story about how he led them through the forest. They
Mhm.
were lost,
Mhm.
and then he personally found Clotho on the mountain,
Mhm.
and he opened the door, and then he convinced Clotho to find your child for you.
Yep. I'm gonna butter him up through all of this. I'm like, wow, that's
Okay.
so impressive. They can't. They're not worth their salt. And really, you were the one that carried the whole party. Blah blah blah
Okay. You're buttering him up. Did you want to roll to
No,
tell him to do
well,
something?
yeah. So I'm gonna leave Alden with some hot water at a table somewhere. I'm gonna pull Martine aside.
Mhm.
Be like, Martine. Okay, I know you helped Ragaire and Wirt, and that's great. I would
No,
like for you to.
I didn't. They were helping me. It was really my mission. I didn't. I just wanted them to experience it.
Well, it
Didn't need
sounded
their
like
help.
you helped. Yeah, you helped them by providing experience to them.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is a good way to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you can help me by providing a friend to my husband while I'm on the road. Our child is missing, our house is cold and dead, and he's not sleeping and really somebody needs to take care of him.
Roll before he answers.
Okay. Can I use persuasion again?
Absolutely.
And fork in soothing platitudes.
Uh-huh.
And husband wise?
He's not your husband.
He's not my husband, but it's related to my husband.
No.
Okay.
That'll be do you have a reputation in town?
Yeah, I'm the danger woman or something. Lady Danger.
Okay, you can use that as a bonus, I guess.
Okay. Does that make my ob higher? It's
Well,
infamous.
it's infamy. Then I guess it would, yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Welcome to
What's the
my
ob?
life.
5 with the additional op.
Okay. Oh, I didn't put in 5. That is not very good.
Gonna re-roll that 3 times.
She has enough fate.
No, I'm gonna let this one go for a little bit and see what happens.
Okay. He says, I will watch your husband, but only if you leave right now and don't come back unannounced.
Okay. Goodbye.
Let's get out the door.
Infamously a woman of her word.
That's that door behind you, leaving you on the cold, dead street.
Why
And
is
we'll hop over
everything
to.
cold and dead?
It's always been that way. The only thing bringing joy to this town was Odelia. Let's hop over to Wirt. Your turn to have only good things happen.
Yeah. Wirt's got easy jobs here, so that's
Yeah.
fine. We are going to speed walk to the abbey
hmm
and casually, you know, just oh, hey, how you doing there? Wanda, Wendy, Willow, anybody who was around. Oh, that winter, man, that sure was crazy. How did that happen? That just pop out of nowhere? Try to fish for some information. I feel that I've done this before,
I think
but I
you
don't.
have done this before.
Yes, I think I have too.
Because you've
But
searched through records to find
mhm,
like
like
harvest
I
records
feel
and
like
watching,
stuff
it
like
was
that.
records, but it wasn't people. Because I
I
think
do
that was
remember rolling accounting for it.
Mhm.
yeah.
Um, what skill do you want to roll?
Hmm. I think a nice casual. I don't know. I literally don't know. I've got nothing here. Inconspicuous and just like, oh, I'm not asking for any particular reason. I just,
Chat.
wow, winter. Idle chit chat. Don't mind me as I steal this sword.
The I feel like that makes sense as a fork. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense as the primary role, but
Don't you
if
have
you don't,
oratory? Could you like
Hear ye, hear ye. Tell
yeah.
me tales of your winter, please.
No, be like remember the winter in Saint blah blah blah's
Mm-hmm.
realm and how they ended it. Have we not considered
I mean,
something
it becomes a
similar?
question of is there a potential consequence? Because he doesn't need to roll if they just don't know, or if they
Yeah, I
just,
really don't think they're gonna have information on this.
or if they, yeah.
yeah, we'll just say no. They don't. I mean, they tell you that the winter started. I think it was like a year, maybe at this point, 2 years. I think they had missed one harvest and they had missed another when you guys arrived. But I mean, it started like any other winter. It just didn't end. It's not getting worse. It's not getting better. Maybe getting a little worse now that the valleys or the passes avalanched in.
Okay. Yep. So I think we're just gonna go with a casual. Well, thank you for your time. I'm just gonna, tidy up in here a little bit, dust off the vestry and all that other stuff. You all have a good night now. I'll see you later. Bye. Ferry them out of the room and then nick the sword and go.
Just leave the abbey.
Yeah. Go upstairs. I guess gather any like last minute. Oop, forgot that. Make sure I have this for traveling, and then sword skedaddle.
Okay, that sounds like it can be an inconspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, perfect. I think this will be a versus. Yeah, inconspicuous is technically versus observation. Okay. Um, I'll roll and set your ob for you. 3.
3. Oh my good googly moogly. Can
That's
I
what I
fork
always say.
in? Can I fork in an etiquette as a like? Oh, I'll clean this up. You all go about your day. I hear it's afternoon tea time.
Yeah,
Go make yourself some hot water.
yeah,
Okay,
I think that works. Go make yourself some hot water. The only thing of sustenance in this town.
it's true. Base Ob 3.
At least it's hot.
Easy peasy.
Wow.
Easy
Uh,
peasy.
yeah.
In and out.
In with the sword, out with the sword.
You hide it under your rugs.
Mhm.
And leave. Dude. Googly moogly right out that door.
Not a problem at all.
Okay, and then you just headed right back to town?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got a success. We're calling it there.
Well, okay. Let's see. Ada, you're up.
Ada. Okay. Ada is up. She is going to look for tracks, which she's been historically excellent at all times. She's also going to do something she's never done before.
Succeed
She has.
on tracking.
That's true, but I think she succeeded once. She has the trait weather sense, so she's gonna sense that weather to preempt her tracking expedition a little bit. So using perception, I can literally dictate the weather depending on the ob. I will choose ob. Um, this is just for fun. I'm gonna say ob 3, which is a useless vague prediction. No, sorry. It's accurate weather in an approximate location. Does not include time though. So Ada's gonna shield her eyes a little bit, look up at the sun and look up at the clouds, and she's gonna say, I think it's gonna be a good day. It'll be a nice bright sun, easy to find anything, no clouds in the sky,
You
no
know that at
sudden.
some point in the future, a small area will be sunny.
I
Is that
have approximate location.
yeah?
That's the village.
But at some indeterminate time in the future or past.
Shut up. This is for fun. Um. Okay. In the future or past, I think it has to include the future. I don't think I can
includes the
weather sense
future.
the past.
I don't. You don't know. You don't know the limits of your abilities.
Apparently, I don't. Okay, and so that is a perception check at 3, just for funsies, because I never use that trait, because I'm always terrified of the consequences. Uh-oh. Are you being slow, or did you go through?
I don't see it.
I know. I put you in, I promise. I failed. Do with that what you will.
It is a bright and sunny day right now.
Okay. And with that in mind, she is ready and raring to go. So she's gonna go track.
What
Like
exactly are
she's
you tracking?
I'm looking for moose tracks or sled tracks.
Okay.
Sleigh tracks, I guess. In the vicinity heading, I don't know if that look fresher than any others if I see others. Um, I guess more specifically, Ada is kind of thinking like she has to theoretically rest somewhere. Who knows with her magic, but normal, I'm going to vaguely work off of normal people assumptions. So she must have a camp or a stopping point. Henry seems like a normal moose for the most part.
What has ever given you that impression?
He doesn't. It's not like he's got 6 eyes or anything.
I guess
He
he
glows
is
in the dark.
anatomically a normal moose for the most
To
part.
Ada's non-magical eyes, he looks like a moose. I mean, his antlers lit up one time, but that was just the Duchess for all we know.
Yeah. Okay, so you're tracking a moose or a sleigh.
So I'm tracking a moose. I would like to fork in orienteering, hunting, and stealthy, because I definitely don't want to be seen. And then I would also like to do it carefully.
Okay.
What is
The
my
moment you set out, it becomes windy and overcast.
Great.
So let's see.
Damn weather.
And it's been some time since the Duchess left, correct? Like,
No, it's been like a night.
has it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think We slept at Clotho's, right? So max
Maybe 2.
36 hours.
You weren't working on the sword? I thought you were working on the sword for a while.
No, we came back and interrupted them like right away.
I think there was the night that I confronted the Duchess. Then literally the next morning, I think I was asked about the sword, and they went to Clotho. Started their journey to Clotho somewhere. I mean, yeah, I would maybe 2 nights, 2 or 3 nights.
Okay. And so are you trying to find tracks or are you trying to follow the tracks to an endpoint?
Um, probably just find tracks for the time being.
Okay. We'll make that an ob 2 and then a penalty for your weather, so ob 3.
Okay, that's fine. Cool. I'm
You
gonna roll those 6s.
Yeah.
So let me open in that bad boy. Oops, that was the wrong button. Fate, come back to me. 0 ob. 3 dice. What? Oh my god, that'll never happen again. Thanks on the tracking roll, no less. Okay, how do I want to use that? I think I can use it for flavor and to do it quickly. I think that's the only way to use those. So basically, for narrative flavor, I guess Ada finds a set of tracks. She
Mhm.
wants to have like left a special sort of hunting trail for her to follow. So I want to make sure she can find these tracks again, no matter what.
Yeah.
Um, and then, despite being careful, we will say she found them faster than she thought. Um, despite this windy weather. Yeah,
Okay.
unless the
Yeah.
GM wants to throw something fun in.
No, you succeeded. You get what you want.
Okay, cool. Well, with that, I will head back to town.
Okay. Are you all reassembling at
Our
the
squad
city?
assemble.
Okay.
I feel like you guys just see Ragaire booking down the road and then like skidding to a stop in front of you guys. Hey.
Hey, uh, you're moving pretty quick there.
More elves are here, don't worry about it, it's fine.
What?
We gotta stop winter first. Elves
More
elves
elves are
second.
here. Elves don't just pop up for no reason. Why are more
Apparently
elves
not.
here?
They have to take care of somebody. Altheon.
Aren't you
I
taking
didn't
care of Altheon?
I didn't really stay to talk to them for too long, but yeah, they're you know, they're doing something.
Okay.
Altheon also might be Lengo. Indeterminate. I'm really not good at interrogating by myself.
That's okay. I found some tracks that seem fairly fresh. Should be able to follow those, hopefully, and lead towards wherever the Duchess has gone.
Perfect.
As good a lead as we have. Shall we set out
Let's do it.
immediately?
Yes. Also, we still don't have a plan, do we?
No. We
We have
can
plenty
chat
of time
about
to
it
walk and talk.
on the road.
The longer
Are
we
we good
spend
at
waiting, the further away she gets.
Are we good at making plans? No, we're historically bad at them.
Well, they fall apart at the first roll anyway, so.
Okay. Ada will lead the group back to the tracks, and
Mhm.
then we'll follow those tracks.
Okay. Do you want time to come up with the plan?
Oh,
Do we
God.
need time?
Do we need time?
We need a break? A plan break?
We might need a plan break.
Oh, plan
we'll
break
take
is a good
plan
idea.
break. We'll be
Okay.
back in exactly 10 minutes.
Perf.
And we're back, and we have a plan, and we are going to put it into motion flawlessly.
Mhm.
Share with the group what the plan is.
So we find the Duchess, we intimidate her to give us the sword.
Uh-huh.
If that fails, we kill her.
Seems like a good plan to me.
It's a
Step
solid
1,
plan.
2,
There's
3.
executables and like clear goals that we can
It's
meet and like
simple.
backup plans,
Mhm.
contingencies. It's great.
Yeah, there's
It's
contingencies.
measurable.
Yeah. It's realistic.
Exactly. What
This is
more
all
can you
you
ask
want
for?
in like production planning and shit. So
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with step 1.
Find
find the
her.
Duchess.
Find the Duchess.
Follow
Follow the
them tracks.
tracks.
Okay. What are we going to roll for that?
Tracking.
I can help you with tracking.
I would love as much help as anyone's willing to give.
I can help with roadwise.
I love the trend of
Roadwise?
roadwise.
What can I
So,
help
what
with?
is the intent?
The intent is to. I mean, I guess, end goal intent is to find the Duchess. The mechanism to find the Duchess is following these sled tracks
Okay.
or tracking these sled tracks.
Okay. It is still not great weather, so you will still have that penalty for your tracking. Okay. 5 to follow these sleigh tracks.
Okay, I would like to fork in all of my previous ones, aka hunting, orienteering, and stealthy. I would also like to do it carefully. So that puts us at a bonus of 4. Then I would love any help. How will people help me?
I can help you with tracking.
Is that a +1?
Yeah, it's 3. Or I can help you with orienteering. That's 5.
That is better because it gives me 2 dice.
Okay, I'll help with orienteering.
I think I'm going to help with faith to make it open-ended.
That
Since we're
sounds
rolling
great.
so many dice. So let's roll that. That's an ob 3. Do I have 2 persona?
Is it 5 or
Ye-
6 that gives you 2?
5.
5.
I might put a persona into this.
Up to you.
No, I won't. I'll definitely be spending fate on it though. That's gonna be
How
the thing that
much do you have now, Sean?
6.
Oh boy.
Connors. Faith strikes again.
Remaining ob 2. Dice 1. Pew, pew, pew,
Classy.
pew. Yo, consort.
Yeah, call up your boo, your sugar mama. Can I get a hand of fate here? Hand of God? And Morrine, are you helping me?
I don't know how to help you.
Can you do something to like help us move faster so that we can gain ground on her? Sing us a rousing song or use your parenting skills to keep us on task.
I could command
I
you.
like that one.
Do you want help with
Commanding.
command?
I mean, I'm
And
scared
it's
of Marie
like
stabbing me if I
w-
don't go fast enough.
it's
We're
like
almost like a troop, a war
war
troop.
tactics command. It's not like you do this. It's
It's curtain effective orders on the field of battle.
yeah. This is a
I
field
always
of
feel like
battle.
we're on the field of battle in this game.
Okay, that's fun. I haven't used command. I'll help with command. It's only 1 die.
Okay, so that's gonna be a total of 7. Okay, I will
Sorry,
use a
Sean.
persona. It's all good. Base off, you said 5, Logan? I'll spend the fate too. Might
That's
as
a
well.
lot of
All those
sixes.
sixes. Holy
I know.
shit.
I'm gonna spend the fate. It also levels up my tracking, which is dope. So let me level that up real quick. And then let me fix this stuff. Thank God. This is like when I rolled all the. I was so worried, like when I was trying to track the wolf the one time and we had all that die and it didn't work. I was about to be pissed. You hear that? Pissed.
Straight up pissed.
Okay, only 2 extra successes, which I will use to make us faster.
Okay.
20% faster.
Follow these sleigh tracks down the road, then they sort of cut off into the woods, and just seemingly like it's not a marked spot. They just go into the woods a ways, and then the sleigh tracks. You follow them to the end. The sleigh tracks end, and then the moose tracks also end at that point, and then continuing on, you see the wolf tracks.
No.
Shocking.
Does she just
I
transform
knew she
all
was
of
that
them
damn
into
wolf.
a wolf? Like,
The wolf is the amalgamation of all of everything.
I
Or
know,
the
really.
wolf is Henry and she's riding Henry.
Mm.
Maybe, yeah.
And the sleigh was just an illusion.
It's
She's
all
holding
just
the
an
sleigh.
illusion.
The sleigh was always an illusion and she's been riding the wolf the whole time.
Oh.
She is Henry.
You did get a hoof to the.
Henry
Yeah.
is the Duchess.
Yeah, Henry is
They
the
are
Duchess.
one.
That's the real. Okay, I mean, we
Keep
followed those
on
wolf
going.
tracks, being careful. I think, yeah. I was gonna say Ada's probably got her bow out.
Okay. Let's see. The wolf track. Do we need to roll again? Debatable. We'll go with no. You follow the wolf tracks. They continue into the woods for some ways, and then they make an abrupt turn, and you quickly realize they are headed back in the direction of Hochen.
Go back to
The
Hogan.
wild wolf chase over here.
Yeah.
Um.
So you follow all the way along, and you're doing this carefully, so it's taken some time. Wirt had time to get to the Abbey and back, so that's probably getting very late. As
We
you
got
are,
20% faster though.
yes. You also did it carefully, which I think makes it 50% slower.
Something like that. How do those cancel out exactly?
um, the you come across like a not a camp, more of like a den dug into the snow, and like there's a bunch of tracks in this area, so it looks like the wolf had stayed here for some time. There's like a dead deer that has been eaten. There's refuse, and then you see that the tracks continue on the other side, continuing toward Hooked. And then you follow those all the way this way.
Oh my gosh.
These ones that you're following now, you can tell are fresh, as in you are like they are not a day, 2 days old as the ones you were following. So these are you are on the heels of the wolf. But it is officially nighttime. Officially, as you're following these tracks, you can tell you are getting close to Hoken.
Or she's back
Okay.
there. Of course she is. Um,
Well, murdering in the middle of a town is usually frowned upon.
I
We've
don't
done
see
it
it being
once,
that
we
bad,
can do it
honestly.
We've
again.
done it before.
Like, and if we save the town from perpetual winter, I bet people are willing to overlook that.
Yeah, probably.
Right now, she just looks like a wolf, so all we're doing is killing a wolf.
That's true. Also, none of us can see except for our elven companion.
I can see! Everybody hold hands. It'll be like toddlers. I'll lead you on a rope.
So,
So essentially, we can't track the tracks. We just have to assume that she's in. I mean, I could track the tracks, but otherwise, we'd have to assume she's back in Hochen.
You could follow them with you can't move as quickly, but you can continue to follow them, letting
Okay.
that success ride from earlier.
Let's keep following them, I think.
I just wanted to give you pause to reevaluate
Yeah.
the situation.
Why would we have to rethink a bad decision? I don't understand.
I think we're at the end of our rope. We don't really have a lot of options.
Yeah, I say. I mean, I'll go in front so that people can. Like,
Unless we
follow
want to
me.
get like some pitchfork peasants.
Nah, I think worst comes to worst, we do a stunning and persuasive oratory speech, like we did after we killed the other guy. You know, if we can overcome Lord Stravitt, we can overcome a Duchess who never visits and is creepy.
Okay.
Okay. Follow the wolf tracks.
Follow those tracks.
Okay, you follow the wolf tracks a little bit longer, and then they stop, and the sleigh tracks reappear, and Henry continues pulling the sleigh as they go into Hochen.
Henry is in the
Okay.
chub pocket. That's what's happening.
Oh my gosh! She must have
Follow-
forgotten something.
The tracks are headed toward the smithy.
Oh.
And you round a corner, and you see the sleigh stopped right in front of the smithy. You see the Duchess, and you see Ivan. You see the Duchess. She's out of the sleigh, confronting Ivan. And you hear her. Well, she has the sword drawn when you round the corner.
Oh, that's good.
And she is currently has it leveled
Eas-
at Ivan.
Easily snatchable.
And she says, I've heard you have this sheath. You can't hide it from me. Give it to me right now.
How did we? Oh, it's fine. I
Does
guess
she look like she's about to swing the sword?
Would you like to roll, or do you just want me to give you information?
I am determining if I want to make a roll for hesitation to make her hesitate. But I don't.
She
If I get just a gut feeling of the situation.
She looks like she has zero patience.
Do the
Whoever has patience
hesitation.
with
That's
Ivan.
good. The plan's changing.
New plan. New plan.
Yeah, Ada's like, okay, are we still gonna intimidate her?
No.
What?
I can always sing a song.
If the sword's already out, we can just disarm her.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna roll to do a hesitate and make her a sad girl.
What does that mean?
So I'm gonna. I'm scrolling to find it in the massive book of things. That
Uh-huh.
is the
Is that a
golden
faith
book of.
option?
Yes, it's one of the faith. Duel the ways, battlefield maneuvers, weather, volley. I hate this. I had it bookmarked.
We'll have to roll her steel to overcome whatever her hesitation is.
Well, no, it's not.
Oh.
Armor. Good lord. Wounds. Ah, here we go. Spells. Okay, there's a lot of stuff about sorceries apparently. Okay, faith. Here we go. Divine intervention. Hindrance. Obstacle 4 to 6. One foe. Ob 4. When the enemies of the faith rush forward in great mass to overwhelm the faithful, God may raise his hand against them and cause them to stumble, fall, or cower. This prayer momentarily immobilizes targets, their limbs become leaden, and their muscles flaccid. The effect lasts for actions equal to half the priest's faith exponent,
Oh.
Oh.
which is 5.
Your exponent.
You always round down.
Exponent
so
is 5.
2.
Oh.
Interesting. That's well, potent during a fight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. You can cast this. I'll set more of the scene for you so that it feels like it's more useful. Ivan has his. What did he carry around?
His nail, his double-sided nail.
His
His
double-sided
nail sword.
nail. Not a nail sword. Maybe it's like, I don't know. He was chopping some wood, so he has an axe or something. He just is holding it, and like she's holding out this thing, so he like holds up his axe. He's like, I don't know anything about this sheath, and she's like, I'm done playing games, and she is going to swing. So then you can cast hindrance to stop that.
Faith roll.
You can do it! Come on, God.
Gonna do it. We're gonna start us off strong.
So strong, I feel it.
Come
God,
on.
why?
You watch. You're like,
No,
okay.
fate. We're gonna milk this for all it's worth.
Oh, no, I'm so proud of you. Oh
All
my
it took
gosh.
was 9 dice.
You still did it!
Ooh, that was all that bad luck got concentrated in that one fate.
I still had to
It's
spend
perfect.
2 persona and a fate to make
Nice.
that happen. so-
Amazing.
At 2%. Oh my god. Okay. She swings and she freezes and stops. Her sword is millimeters away from Ivan and his axe, and she just, you feel her tense up, all of her muscles contract. Ivan's like, he just like falls to the ground and scampers away trying to get into the forge.
Yeah. Okay.
Ragaire, do you
Oh,
want
quick,
me to help you
something.
or you help me?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Are y'all gonna sword?
We're just gonna attack.
Yeah,
and-
sword to disarm.
Okay. Ada's gonna. She had her bow out, so I think like as the Duchess was swinging, she was probably like knocking an arrow and pulling it back. She saw it stop. Luckily, like stop, and she, I think, gives away everyone's position and is like, "Don't you dare!" And then she's gonna also let loose a bow. So
Nice.
that can, however that works, it's gonna be a help with bow, but she's going to shoot the Duchess. That's
Okay.
my apprentice, no matter how bad he is.
Abby, I think it works out to the same
Yeah, it does.
either way.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
And we have the same amount of persona. I'll spend persona on it if you want me to do it or whatever. I don't care.
You go. You go first. I feel like your rage is more quickly activated than mine.
Narratively, it makes sense.
What are you doing?
Disarming.
What's that?
Well, you can do it in fight.
We're
The
not
real
doing
thing.
it.
I know. But
But if you can do it in fight, the logic applies.
yeah, in fight
Yeah.
you test weapon versus
Do we have Bloody Versus pulled up? Where the hell's that?
Yeah, I do have bloody versus up.
What page is it?
426.
Yep.
weapon versus weapon. And
Yeah,
you
which
have
would
to
work.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
I mean, I think you can still just do it like as a bloody versus.
probably.
It says successes deal damage as if weapon strikes, but I mean, we can flavor that however we want. I feel like reasonably.
So,
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so she is hindered for 2 actions. So one of those was trying to cut Ivan. She's unable to do that,
Mhm.
and then you guys getting over to her would be an action.
Yeah, that
But she
makes
won't be able to
sense.
do anything while you're running at her.
Yeah.
So it'll be okay. Okay, and you're trying. So you're just sprinting right at her.
Yeah.
Which of you is? Both of you?
Both?
One of you?
Both, yeah. But I'm gonna
Who's
let
rolling?
I'm rolling.
Abby
Okay.
roll first. Yeah.
We're gonna
Wirt
treat this
is
like
gonna
bloody. Yes.
He's gonna like close into a mid distance. Not gonna be in sword swinging range, but he
Yeah.
definitely does get closer.
Okay. Okay. And we're doing this like bloody versus Abby. Okay.
Sure.
And it's weapon.
Yeah.
Versus weapon.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Let's go through these little advantages. Longer weapon.
I think
I
it's
think
the
they're
same.
the same length.
Yeah.
Advantages to bloody versus defense.
Yeah, so you have to split your pool,
Yeah.
remember, into
Okay.
attack and defense. So some bonuses only apply to defense.
Mm,
This is where you got to do a little bit of math.
whoa. Do you
Woof,
have any
yeah.
armor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Light mail.
Because no armor, but she has armor equivalent stuff. But not light mail, so a D.
Do
1D
longswords
for
have
her.
VA
Okay.
first armor?
No.
Oh. Hers does.
Well, hers is magic.
Plus 1D per point of VA. Well, let me find this then. I haven't looked at this in so long. Okay. 3.
It's a VA of 3, Jesus. That's a
It's
very
quite
good
high.
longsword.
Does she get all 3 even though Abby only has 2 D?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's 1D per point of VA.
Okay. And then higher reflexes, longer stride, appropriate forks. What is your stride? Or what is, I guess, what's your reflexes?
3.
Not a
Your reflexes is 3?
Yeah, because of my
Okay,
ouchie back.
So hers is higher.
Ouchie.
Longer stride.
7.
Where is that? Those are the same. Appropriate forks. Are you forking anything?
Brawling.
Can you brawl if you're using a weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
brawling is fighting dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Try and
just
strip
have to-
them,
It's like
kick
bar
dirt in
tricks.
their face. Yeah.
Punch the sword out of her hand.
take her out at the knees somehow.
I don't think
I would
anything
either
else, though.
like to provide an advantage dice with my bow shot, or I would like to actually test it as a shot.
I think you should. We'll lump this into one roll so that can count as a help.
Okay.
I was planning on helping with also brawling of just like knocking her off balance, going for her feet so that we can get the sword out of her hand.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to roll faith, do I, guys?
Do what
You've
your
been
heart
50-50
tells
You know what?
you.
this,
No. You know, actually, yeah. Logan, can I change my movement to have been Wirt closes the distance and tries to tackle her and
Oh, he
help with
would.
Yeah.
brawling?
Everyone's helping with brawling. Yeah.
You
We're
have brawling?
all-
I have brawling 1.
Oh, I'm so proud of him. Word. He was a little
baby.
kid. He scrapped with a couple other boys.
Yeah.
I like to flavor
You're
it
like
as when
biting
he was
at her ankle.
yeah, right.
Okay. So you have 2 dice to defense, and then however many that is, general dice.
Yeah. Does anybody have a 5 or more in their helping skill?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No.
She has 3 advantages to her attack, 1 to her defense. Oh my god, I have to write this down.
I know. Yep.
Jeez.
Still better than fight.
You're not
Still
wrong.
faster than fight.
Okay, so she has 3 there, 1 there. She has reflexes.
The torches are flickering. The forge is roaring in the distance.
Oh, it is dark out, and her vision is better than yours. Thank you for reminding me, Sean.
I mean, I assumed it was lit enough.
No, you guys are outside the forge.
Well, if it's dark,
Yeah, you
can
could do
I
it.
help? Can I help with observation? And then she would get 2. I would be
Hmm.
like, "Don't step there."
Yeah? What? I guess it's a penalty, an ob penalty.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work in versus test?
It just gets
Uh,
added to the.
Their final roll gets a bonus one.
Which one? Because it's 2. It wouldn't be both.
What do you mean it's
No.
2?
Like you
You
roll attack and then you roll defend. It's like
Oh. I don't know.
I would
I would
probably
say
argue
she
it's a
just has 1d
bonus
added
to
the pool,
defense.
right? Yeah.
okay.
Because it's null. It's making it harder to hurt her.
Making it harder. Yeah, okay, sure. Yes. Makes sense. Okay, how are you splitting yours up, Abby?
It's a great question.
Does it have to be declared by the
Mhm.
player or the DM first?
I assume we do it in secret and then.
Yeah, I thought it was in secret, and then you roll,
Sounds great.
It doesn't
right?
specify, so you can do it either way, I think. You just roll your attack pool and then the defense pool is all it says.
Hmm.
Yeah. I know my numbers, so I'm just gonna roll mine, and then you can, well, that'll just be your ob as you don't know it before you roll, but
All right,
you don't
guys.
know
Should I
before
do?
you.
Should I do 8
That's fine.
attacks and 8 attack and 4 defense, or 7 attack and 5 defense?
Nothing under defense.
Don't put anything into defense.
Um,
That sounds like a bad idea.
I think
mean,
we win. Do we win in terms of outlasting?
You all share in the consequences because you all helped.
Yeah, this
Although
roll is
it could
to
be 10
disarm
and
her.
2.
I think we stand a much better chance if we get the sword away from her. We lose somebody in the process of getting the sword away from her. Sometimes the price has to be paid.
and it's usually Morrine.
There's
It's all of
there's 4 of
us.
us up in here, so it could be anybody. Roll a d4 for who gets stabbed.
I'm good with whatever you decide, Abby.
What if we do? Okay, I have to have all the options written down. If I spend both my persona, it can be 10 and 4, which seems fine.
I mean, getting the sword's pretty important.
I already spent 2 persona on it.
Yeah, I'm going to
saying.
spend them both. It just depends on where. Or it
I
could
think
be 11
10
and
4
3.
sounds pretty good.
I could try and bless your sword. It would just take another roll,
No.
and it would be open.
I think 10 and 4 is good. Is that good with everybody?
Sure.
Yeah,
Do it.
that's
Okay.
plenty
So we'll,
good. in my
Go
opinion.
home.
let me roll mine.
This is scary.
I know.
This is ouchie back part 2. I wish you an ill fate, Logan.
Thank you. I'm sure she appreciates it. Okay. So, for reasons you don't understand,
Oh,
we're gonna
no.
do her attack versus your defend, and then your
Sure.
attack versus her defend.
Okay.
For reasons you don't understand. Oh no.
It's
Can
always
I
my favorite.
put a minus? Have we tried this before?
Yeah,
It works?
minuses work, I think. Otherwise, just lop off the last amount of dice.
Wait, what
like,
was the
disregard-
ob?
For her attack, she got 5 successes.
Oh, no. Oh.
3
Hey,
and a
roll a fate.
6. You've got so many fate. You should just always roll them.
Ugh.
Oh,
Okay. That's not
So
so
her
bad.
attack, this is the part that you don't understand. So when her attack, she aims not for you, but for your weapon, and when the sword of Wintertide touches your blade shatters entirely, and you're holding a hilt, and it's
Okay.
shattered into ice, cast across the ground.
Perfect. Good thing I'm brawling.
Yes. So let's see. What? So I
good
don't know
thing
if
you're
you can
brawling and I
use.
shot an arrow.
Well, I don't want to do the complication of you not able to use sword anymore. So we'll just give you a penalty for your sword not existing.
I mean, I would argue technically these happen at the same time, so she should not take a penalty.
Okay.
Because if both sides hit, they both suffer wounds,
Good point. Okay.
and
But
they
you
both
do
the
have the
wounds have been
penalty
equivalent,
for nighttime,
All
which
right. Well,
is
Ragaire is gonna take his
which
sword
is a
out.
bonus to her defense.
yes,
Is how we were doing that.
Correct.
yes. Okay.
And yeah, and then we'll need to do wounds and steel tests after the attack.
Okay, so
and
let's write
defense
down
rolls.
that. So she had 5 versus your 3.
Yes.
For
Mm-hmm.
okay, for her attack. And then for her defense, she got 6.
Okay.
When you have, and then the penalty is additional successes to her for verses.
Mhm. Yes, so it makes it a 7.
7.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I did this right.
Sad day.
1-6.
I know. I'm doing it.
Girl, you
I
got
only
this.
have to get 3 6s.
You've done more.
If
You've
anyone
done
could, it
crazier
would be
things.
you.
Okay, 1. So that was a total of 5 for your attack versus. Okay. So then results. Is that one side hit?
Yes.
Okay. The losing side is wounded. Apply wound
Yep.
results as per the weapon rules.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you all helped. So that's where it gets a little unfortunate. She was aiming not at you. So she shattered. We'll just dole these out individually. Your weapon is shattered.
Uh-huh.
Ragaire's sword also shattered.
It no touch, my sword not out yet. It just shatters everything, every blade.
She is whipping this sword around. She slashes Ragaire, or not, she slashes Morrine's sword. Yours is in the hilt, so she just hits your hilt. It shatters your hilt, or your scabbard and your sword.
Okay. What a bitch. Don't like.
Let's see. So those are your consequences.
We're running out of
Y-
swords, guys.
They're running out of swords. You are at her ankles.
I'm like tackling her at her waist.
You are tackling her at her waist. Okay. And then you shot a bow at her.
I shot a. I shot an arrow.
Shot an arrow at her. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Okay, this is gonna be fun, Connor. Your consequence. I'm not doling out wounds because I'm nice.
Oh.
The blade hits you, and it slices through you entirely. But you are not physically injured. But as the sword goes through your heart, you feel less
Terrifying.
holy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Terrifying.
You feel less holy. I don't know if Wirt ever felt that holy to begin with.
Yeah, that's what I need, is to be rolling fewer faith die.
And you, Miss Ada, yourself far away.
I am far away.
Your consequence. This is even funner. This is my favorite consequence. She, after having done all of what she's done thus far, she points her sword at you, smirks, puts her hand out to the side, touches your forge, and it just starts to burn. From where her hand, a fire starts spreading on the wall.
What a beach.
I shoot her again.
Who has the sheath?
I do.
Ada does.
Okay.
Ada does. Okay, now
It's a forge. Forges are meant to burn.
Mm.
and then
Did we hurt her at all?
Nope.
no, and then describe how you've bested or run off your opponent. I think she's bested you. She doesn't run you off, but then she's like, I'm running out of patience. I will get this sheath from you. I don't know where you're hiding it, but I am on the track. And then she gets in her moose sleigh. It's what do we
not
call it?
even a road
Googly
moose.
moogly. She googly moogly is out down that street.
Can I throw a javelin at Henry?
No, the fight is over.
But he's a different opponent.
You
It's
don't
a
know
different opponent she's engaging. That's
that.
true.
He
We
is her
don't
moose
know.
appendage.
Oh no.
God.
So you are
Sad
left with
times.
this outcome. She is mechanically gone.
Okay.
I'll put
I
out
mean,
this
Ada
fire.
rushes over, yeah, to Wirt because he got stabbed.
He looks fine.
Yeah, he just stands up. You saw the
Bru-
sword go through
It
him.
literally
Like,
went through his body. You he was on the side of you, and you saw the sword coming out his back as it sliced him in half.
and he just stands up fine.
How are you okay? What happened? Did the goddess protect you?
I don't know.
Well, good man. Sit down. I've got a fire to take care of.
He's beside himself.
I think Ada, rushes inside and also calls out for Ivan. And she's like, Ivan, where are you?
You're needed. He is
It's safe.
crying in the
Kind of.
snow over a ways away. But he's what do you need, boss?
You're out of a job if we don't stop this fire.
On it, boss. And he goes over. He just starts shoveling snow.
He just starts
up
crying
onto
on
the.
it.
He's
Yeah.
not being very effective with his snow putting out.
I doubt it. I'm sure I have quenching water in the forge, so I will use that to help put out the flames.
You have firefighting as a skill?
I don't, but I'll
Is
learn it.
firefighting a skill?
Probably.
I'm
It
sure it
sounds
can
like it should
be.
be.
I bet it is actually. It seems like
It
something that would be
seems
included.
like so niche enough that it's
Oh,
definitely
there's only
included.
fire building, not fire fighting.
Oh,
Fire break.
What was he thinking? Lost opportunity there.
someone's rolled arson before. Who was that?
I think
to
I have
start a
arson
fire.
open.
It's
Yeah, I have
definitely
arson opened.
Go ahead and roll arson in reverse.
Arson in reverse. Okay. Arson in reverse. Let me add that in.
No,
quick.
it's just arson. You're like, I know how buildings burn, so I can effectively stop this building from burning.
Yeah, I would love to. What's the ob?
I don't know. Why would you ask me that question?
Thatched cottage to set up in flames is an ob 1. House
is a
is an ob
house?
3.
Ob
It's
3.
not really a house, but well, this isn't gonna work.
This is in reverse, though. I was like, how is it so easy to put a munitions dump or powder room out? It's because we're doing flipped. Okay.
That's true.
So
I
we'll
would
make it
also
ob 2.
argue that you'd usually make a forge probably out of stone.
So we'll make it ob 2.
Okay. I'm going to use a fate since I guess I'm learning it now. Wow.
Yeah,
Good
you
thing
put it
we're
out
halfway
without
through making a new sword.
much. You put it out with no much problem. There's no lasting damage. It takes you a while, but there's no lasting damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Well, team, we gave it our all, and it wasn't good
Should
enough.
we all just cry?
Yeah, this
take
problem
the
is
L here.
insurmountable. Let's just kill ourselves and be done with it.
Duel of Wits is looking better and better.
Ragaire, as you're just sitting in the snow next to the melted remains of your sword, watching Ada put out this fire, you hear a little like bzz, bzz, buzzing noise as a bee lands on your shoulder.
Clotho, is that you?
Back.
And you hear, coming from the bee,
I expected that, yes.
yes, you hear, Ragaire, is that you? I don't know where I am. I just want to be home.
Adelia!
You hear Adelia's voice.
I'm like, shh. You are home.
And you talk to this bee as like a record. The bee repeats the exact same message, so it's not a two-way communication.
Oh. Okay. So it's not like she's in the bee. The bee is just like a
She's not
walkie-talkie.
In the bee.
It's just a talking telegram. That's all it is.
A walkie
I
bee
can't talk
talkie.
into. It's
You
not a
can,
two-way.
you can talk to the bee. You can't talk
But
to
she can't-
Odelia.
She can't hear me. Well, I'm pretty shook up, so I think I probably talked to the bee for a hot second before I realized that.
It keeps repeating the
He
same
is
thing no
not
matter what you say.
responding.
Yeah.
And I run in, throw the door open. I'm like, we have proof! We have proof! She's alive! And I point to the bee, and I go, shh, listen!
You hear Odelia's voice ringing out from this bee. It's not loud. It's louder than you would expect a bee to be if a bee could speak in a child's voice.
Oh my gosh. I mean, well, that's one lick of good news, I guess. I'm surprised no Lucas. I wonder if he's still with her.
You hear the same voice saying the same thing.
Darn it, this bee communication is really
Not advanced yet.
not advanced. Wish could have a better way. I feel like unless anybody else wants to keep this bee, Ragaire is just gonna keep it on his shoulder. Um,
No, I don't want the bee. Ragaire, you can keep the bee.
okay. Well, that didn't go well.
I think that's putting it mildly.
Wirt
We
is
can-
just like removing his layers of bundling and just
Yeah.
like staring at his chest. And then
Yeah,
just like
you have a
lays down
very
in the
thin,
snow.
like crystal white blue line that just cuts right across you.
So he just lays down in the snow.
In the snow, okay.
Well, we
I
know
think
she's.
it's time we pay her house a visit.
Yeah, I was like, we know she's living in a den as a wolf out in the woods. We can go try and raid her house. Maybe she'll have more swords there.
Maybe. I think the only thing that'll stand up to the Sword of Wintertide is probably the scabbard. But
I did think about that.
either way, we need something more powerful that can help us. Because we can't beat her just in combat.
Well, the good news is all she wants is the scabbard, and as long as we have that, we have leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, last ditch option, we think about lending her the scabbard for a short period of time before
You
retrieving
lease
it
it to her. It's like
quickly.
a lease to buy
it's
program.
Exact. Well, no to buy. Strictly leasing.
Lease to lease.
Lease to lease.
Ragaire pulls out the vial of black blood that he still has.
Oh god.
Let's make this problem worse.
5 times worse. Wow.
If I thought this would work on her, I would use it.
It probably won't, but maybe we can find her actual place that she's staying. If the wolf is the same thing as the moose, is the same thing as the sleigh, is the same thing as the Duchess, and the Duchess wolf moose sleigh took the body that the thing was attracted to before.
Yeah, wait, did we see... We didn't see a dead human body, Stravet's wife's body, by the wolf den, right? You just said there was a deer and a scat.
I don't think she ended up. The wolf didn't end up taking the body. You guys stopped.
Yeah,
it.
the wolf
It
dragged
did.
it away.
I thought you guys
Well,
stopped.
that-
It
ripped
took
out
the
his
heart.
heart.
We found
It
the
took out
body
the
and
heart.
took the
Yeah.
heart.
Took out the heart.
But that's the most
You did
important
not
part.
find
apparently.
Lady Strava's heart at the desk.
Palpitating on the ground.
Did not see that.
It's in VFib.
Things just keep getting worse the more we learn about this Duchess.
Yeah. And I can't make you a bunch of swords in a timely manner.
We could attack some elves and take their swords.
Hmm.
That sounds even
Not
worse.
easier,
Yeah.
but
Distinctly
Different.
harder. Well, maybe
Definitely
not harder, actually, but distinctly worse in multiple ways.
I vote checking out her deserted house.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's 100% our only other lead. But I think everyone needs to rest probably for a moment. It's been a long day.
Okay. Are you all going your separate ways? Or are you resting together at the forge or in Morrine's cold, dead, empty house? Now literally empty.
Together, yes, but where? Who knows?
I would say the forge, but
She
I
knows where the house is. She knows where the forge is. We should stay somewhere that she doesn't know so we don't get murdered.
she knows where
She
everything.
doesn't know that
Alternative thinking.
we have the sheath and we were standing right in front of her, so she can't sense it. I feel like we're pretty safe to spend the night in the forge.
It's also a stone building, which is more defensible than a lot of things around
It's
here.
true.
I mean, it also has scrap metal and other crap everywhere, probably, and other hammers and like random stuff. So makeshift weapons. Not like that'll really help, but I mean, if she wanted to kill us, she already could have killed us.
Logan, question. When
Mhm.
she shattered our swords, did they disintegrate or were there just like metal shards everywhere? Like,
They
is
shattered
there
into ice, which is now just
ice?
on the ground.
Capiche. Okay, thank you.
I was gonna say it melted, but it's very cold, so it did not melt.
Ada starts collecting the ice shards
That's pretty cool, though.
and
Digging
asking
them
for your
inside
help
where they then melt.
so she can study them.
Okay. Ada,
Yeah.
you hear some buzzing.
I don't want any buzzing.
You hear buzzing. A second bee lands on your shoulder.
Second bee.
And you look at it, you're like, oh my god, Odelia also sent me a message. And instead you hear, I don't know you. As you recognize Clotho's voice.
I've never met Claude though.
Oh shit, you're right. This lands on Wirt then.
Yep. Okay.
I was Claude though. How dare you?
Ada's like, I don't know who the hell's on this beach.
The bee lands on you and says,
Who are you?
Brother Wirt, is that you? And then it flies over to Brother Wirt. And then it says, I have some information that I found when you left. I didn't send this bee until just now. I didn't know they could do this, but after the first time, I knew that they could do it. And anyway, post haste. Don't expect another bee. I only had 2 trained to do this. The bee starts repeating that whole message.
Jesus fuck. All right, I just lay on the snow with the bee on my
He says he doesn't tell us anything more.
So useful.
Where does the bee land?
Lands on your shoulder.
Like on my shoulder? Okay, I just like cup it
Mhm.
and keep it there. And
Okay.
I'll put it in a fucking bee box later.
Okay. About every 30 seconds, it says that whole full length message again.
Alright, go away. I don't
I think Ada comes to collect you and it's kind of like, Wirt, I think you need to come inside. It's way too cold to be out here like that. Don't make me drag you.
He just like
Okay, the little baby
crawls,
needs some time in the
crawls into the
corner.
forge. He he doesn't even crawl. He just worms. Just lays on his back and then just like picks up his legs and then pushes. And
You have never
Okay,
seen
that
this other
works
sight.
too.
He hits a rock with his head on his way in.
doesn't matter.
I scoot him over to the side a little bit. That's the door.
Thanks.
And you've all rested in the forge. The Duchess does not come for you in the night.
What a
Follow-up
small
question.
favor.
Uh-huh.
Did we learn any, like, I guess this is what I want to know. We know she can destroy swords with the Sword of Wintertide. But like wood, is it like a material thing? Are we able to like know anything about that of like
You shattered your scabbard.
Is this scabbard metal?
probably not? Aren't scabbards usually like leather?
Yeah. That's shattered.
Okay, so that's shattered too. Okay.
So it does not seem to be limited to swords or metal.
Great, 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 great. But it does have to touch it.
It did not do anything until it touched.
Okay.
Also, she can slice people in half, and it's fine.
Yeah, not worried about that one at all.
I mean, is it worse than black blood? You could have. There's still time. We can make that happen for you.
Wirt is
Okay.
thoroughly unimpressed.
I know. I said that knowing Wirt would not feel any better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure Ada has makeshift weapons of some kind.
I mean, any tool in the forge could probably be a makeshift
Exactly.
weapon.
So I think she like hands one to Morrine, hands
Mhm.
one to Ragaire, and is like, please don't shatter these into ice.
What
I
is
do need
this,
them back.
Ada?
It is, for all intents and purposes, a long piece of iron that is heavy and hurts. Equivalent to a sword, but for bashing.
A filled-in pipe of metal.
So that is your new temporary weapon.
I think I will be okay with my knife. But thank you.
I think you'd be better off with that. But
no.
we'll give it.
Attach the knife to the filled-in pipe
Oh.
and make a lance, because you don't have one of those.
Or I can use my javelin.
You know
When
what? There
have you
were
had all these
horses.
weapons?
Where have I had them?
Yeah.
On my
This whole time?
person this whole time. No, not the
Oh my
lance,
gosh.
but
Lord Stravid had horses.
You have not seen it in months. It was not in the barn that was exploded, so you do not know where it is.
It's living its best free life.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll take the filled-in pipe.
Okay. This is the morning, to be clear, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else before I give you more information after you leave the forge?
no.
We're just a dispirited bunch.
Before we leave the
Yes.
forge, I mean, my pep talk is we're going to the manor.
Yeah. You open the door to the forge, and there is a flyer nailed to it, and it has Ragaire's face and a note that you have not seen next to Ragaire, and it says "Wanted enemy" under Ragaire, and like "fugitive" under the other one, the elf that you don't know, and it is offering a bunch of money for both of them. The fugitive alive, Ragaire, either.
So you said that they're looking for Altheon, right?
You recognize this as Altheon,
Yeah,
the
the
elf
face.
next to you on the
Okay,
flyer.
got it.
Do they
Don't worry about
share?
that. We've got bigger things to do.
And so the
Yeah.
reward is for both of them. There's no small language about what happens if you just have one.
Do they have? Is it written in Elvish or is it written in?
Written in beautiful common, but some of the
Yeah.
grammar's wrong.
Got it. so poetic.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, they even brought a portrait artist with them. What are these guys? And I'm just like, don't worry about it. It's fine. No big
The
deal.
amount
Look
of
at
money
pretend
you
we
could
didn't see
probably
that.
buy the entire town and then still have some.
I don't want this town.
Yeah,
this
me
is
neither.
Also, that's not very much money. So, does the
the value
other
of this
elf-
town has distinctly gone down recently.
Also, the money. What can we even buy with money in this town?
Nothing.
Money doesn't even work. 'cause
There's
there's
no
nothing to
economy.
buy.
Well, here, okay. Let me reframe this problem.
No.
There's also, you see these flyers on most doors in the town.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, no, I know what the problem is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just refuse to accept that it's a problem.
Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, that's fine then.
If we're gonna be
do-
frustrated, you're gonna be frustrated too.
I'm not frustrated.
Does the other elf share a face similar to Lenka's?
No, I don't look similar at all. You don't look at the elf and go, ah, Lenka.
Okay.
You look at it and go, that's an elf that I've never seen before.
I mean,
Well,
we
okay.
could go back to Lankas and see if she still exists, but I feel like the Duchess is more pressing.
Yeah, I mean, Eternal Winter or a crazy woman with a sword of immense magical power versus you and this other elf being worth a lot of gold. I mean, you've made it this far. You can make it farther, right?
For sure. They ain't got nothing on me, kid.
I'm not a
Lord.
kid, but thanks. I know I still look young.
It's those forge fumes. They do good for the skin.
They really
It's the
preserve.
constant sweating. It's a sauna situation. I
So
sweat out all the
moisturizing.
heavy metal impurities that get into my bloodstream.
Pipe is filled with metal or filled with lead that you're holding.
Yeah. I was thinking mercury actually, but
Oh, even worse.
exactly.
Any other activities?
No,
I don't think there's anything else we can
no one I
do.
ever really want to interact with in this
No.
village. I say, Ivan, find somewhere to hide.
Mhm.
I don't need you in the forge.
Maybe
I don't
tell
want that
Ivan to
lady
interact
coming
with
back.
Alden in some way.
Oh yeah, go have him stay with Martine. That's a great idea.
That sounds like a horrible idea and would put both your husband and Martine at danger, which I don't care about Martine, but I do vaguely care about your husband.
Wow, thank you.
I mean, he's
So
a pretty
nice.
sort of nice guy for the most part. Worst comes to worst, go to the abbey. They'll probably give you sanctuary.
I take the bee that has
Salutes.
Odelia's talking voice and I put it in the little box and I say, "Be safe, Odelia."
It's still repeating that message, but it's getting fainter and fainter and like further and further apart. Okay. Well, we'll call it here for the night, I think, is a good spot. As good as any.
As good as any.
And then we'll see what you do next week, or 2 weeks from now.
We're gonna need all that time to come up with a plan.
I think that
We're
is what
becoming
you do.
burglars, apparently.
Basically.
Which is going to be extra
Sounds
good because
good.
none of us knows anything about magic.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Clotho doesn't even know anything about magic.
Yeah, he was our best shot. No, that's gone nowhere. So
We got this.
You got this. In 2 weeks, we'll be back. We'll do Artha off screen. What are we doing next week, Sarah?
We're playing Things from the Flood. And what happened? I think you guys
So much.
have
I think I
learned
blocked
a
it out. It was
lot.
traumatizing.
We learned a lot after the session, so we're gonna have to recap all of the connections.
They remembered a lot. Let's put it. It was all knowledge they already had, but they connected the dots. So
Yep. And
The
The importance of good note taking,
the
kids.
conspiracy has become clearer, potentially.
I don't know if it's become clearer, but it's become more ingrained in everyone around us.
Yes, true. More just apparent as part of your daily life.
More passionate about this conspiracy.
Yes. Yeah, we had lots of people who are dead or alive or dead or alive both. We're not sure.
Robots, clones, who knows?
Robots, clones.
Oh, I
Cultists.
forgot about that.
You forgot.
I forgot I blew up a
Mutated
car.
cultists.
Murder.
Not just a
My
car, a
brother's
car
in a
with
computer.
2 people in it.
Yep.
Yep, you did.
Somebody's infected with a disease called the ugliness.
Mm-hmm.
That could be any one of us.
It could be any one of you. We don't know who it is. Yeah, so the plot will only continue to thicken
That
next
is
week.
scary.
That
Yeah,
is scary.
So join us for the recap of what became apparent of the conspiracies, our findings after that happened off screen, and then find out, what happens as the investigations continue. Will Birgit get out of this alive? That's the true question.
She's still alive now.
We leave the Martine of that scenario, so we don't care about
Truly.
her well-being.
Slightly more helpful than Martine, but just as nervous.
Significantly.
All right. Yeah. So that'll be next week. It'll be fun.
Okay. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.